Hello, and what is going on today, you guys? Today we are looking at some of the very weirdest cymbals in my cymbal collection. Let's get right into it. Alright you guys, so I've showed you a lot of my ride cymbals, some of my very favorite cymbals. I've showcased them on tons of videos, but the weirdest and the cymbals that I do not play very often have not been showcased yet. So I'm going to show you guys some of those ones today. So right off the bat, hands down, this is the weirdest cymbal I've owned, and probably the cymbal that I've owned the longest out of my entire collection. I think this was the second or first even cymbal that I ever owned. I got my first drum set with a set of cymbals on it. Pretty much the crappiest things you can get your hands on. But the first cymbal I actually bought by itself was this Wuhan Splash cymbal. And of course, I didn't buy it myself. I was like 5 or 6 years old. And it went unplayed for a really long time. It's kind of a weird sounding cymbal. A few years ago, my brother took it over to our friend's workshop and drilled 4 huge holes in it for me. And then later on, I got a drill press and I drilled a bunch of rivet holes in it. So it became this like Frankenstein of a cymbal, but probably one of the most unique sounding cymbals you will ever hear. So here's this guy and here's what it sounds like. So next up is one that is not quite as weird, but it's still pretty weird. This is actually one of the cymbals that came on a drum set. It's not on my drum set, but I got it from somebody else. Really cheap cymbal, but actually this was a hi-hat cymbal. It's a 14-inch, but I use it as a crash. It's really thin and it actually sounds pretty good. The only problem with it is it cracks so easy. I played it for just like a week and it had like 4 cracks in it. So I decided to drill all these cracks out and see if I could make something of this really cracked cymbal. And luckily I haven't had any since, but I also haven't played it a ton. And this is once again a really interesting sounding cymbal. You kind of hear the sizzle of the cracks in the cymbal. And I like to use this cymbal in stacks a lot. So you'll see it in a few different stack configurations with some of the other weird cymbals. And just by itself, it's also a really cool crash cymbal. It's really thin and dry and a little sizzly. So here's that one. So another very weird cymbal in my collection is an 8-inch Istanbul Got Bell. And I've never even really heard of these before, but one of my local drum shops had one used and had been sitting there for years and years, and nobody really wanted it. And the reason is, it's probably the worst sounding bell I've ever heard. It has all these really weird overtones under it, and it just doesn't really work as a bell. So I bought this because it's a really heavy cymbal to put on drums like a snare drum, a floor tom, and it doesn't bounce all around when you hit the snare drum. So it works great as a cymbal like that, and when you have it on the snare drum, you can also hit it, and that makes a really cool bell sound. But when it's by itself on a cymbal stand, so anyways, here's this 8-inch Istanbul Got Bell. So next up, and the last cymbal on this short little list of very unique cymbals, is this Dream Hoop Crasher that at least used to be a cymbal. This obviously, from looking at it, used to be a Zildjian like ZBT or something like that, a lower end Zildjian cymbal. And Dream cut out a ring in it to recycle it, put some tambourine jingles on it, and made it into a hoop crasher. And this is a really interesting cymbal and another really versatile thing to use on your drum set. I can put it on my hi-hats, on my snare drum, on my floor tom, even on any cymbal, and it totally transforms the pitch. I especially love to use this on my hi-hats. It makes a really low crunchy sound when you hit the hi-hats, and I really like it for playing like pocket and groove stuff. But anyways, it's really great on the snare drum and the floor tom as well. So here's my Dream Hoop Crasher. So thank you guys so much for watching today, and if you enjoyed this short little video of weird, unique cymbals, I actually do have a few more tucked away in a storage unit in San Francisco right now, but I can't get to them because I'm going to school online in Colorado. So if you guys want to see another video like this, let me know in the comments down below, and when I get back out there, I'll make another video of weird, unique cymbals. So thank you guys so much again for watching today, and if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you go down below and hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a ton to me. So thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you in the next one.